Take a deep breath and allow this story to ease your mind. Tria and Rose, A Journey to Peace. This story is about a girl named Tria and a shadow creatures who made Rose, bringing peace to their village through understanding and compassion. Once upon a time, in a village called Miris, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Tria. Tria had long, golden hair and eyes the color of the summer sky. One day, while exploring the nearby forest, she encountered a shadow creature named Rose. Rose had dark, velvety fur and eyes that glowed like the moon on a clear night. Despite Rose's intimidating appearance, Tria felt a strange sense of calm and friendship. Rose too felt drawn to the girl and decided to reveal her gentle nature. With each passing day, their bond grew stronger. Tria and Rose spent their days playing in the forest, laughing and sharing their dreams. One evening, as they sat under the ancient oak tree, Tria noticed that Rose's eyes were filled with sadness. She gently asked, "Why do you seem so sad, my dear friend?" Rose sighed and spoke of the long-standing conflict between the shadow creatures and the villagers. Determined to bring peace, Tria took Rose's hand. Together, they journeyed to the heart of Miris, where they met with the village elders and the leaders of the shadow creatures. Tria's bravery and Rose's gentle heart inspired both sides to listen. They shared their stories, their fears and their hopes. Slowly but surely, understanding and trust began to blossom. Days turned into weeks, then weeks into months. Under the guidance of Tria and Rose, the village and the shadow creatures learned to live in harmony. They celebrated together, planting gardens, building homes, and creating a world where peace reigned. Tria and Rose's friendship became a symbol of unity and love for generations to come. And so, the village of Miris became a haven of peace, a place where differences were embraced, and hearts were forever bound by compassion. Let's move onward to the next story. Dan and Heather, The Wisdom of Patience. This story is about Dan, a curious man, and Heather, an ancient tortoise, who teaches him the timeless wisdom of patience and observation. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by lush green forests, lived a kind-hearted man named Dan. He was known for his curiosity and an insatiable desire to learn new things. One day, while taking his usual stroll through the forest, he came across an old tortoise named Heather. Heather was no ordinary tortoise. She was wise and had lived for centuries. Dan greeted Heather warmly, and they quickly became friends. Heather had seen 3 generations of humans come and go, and her shell bore the marks of age and wisdom. One sunny afternoon, Dan decided to ask Heather about the secret to her wisdom. The old tortoise smiled and invited him to sit beside her favorite pond, glistening with the reflections of the trees and sky. "Wisdom," began Heather, "comes with patience and observation." She pointed to the pond and explained how it took decades for the water to carve paths through the rocks, just as it takes years for experiences to carve wisdom into one's soul. Heather told Dan stories of her youth, of the times when she was not as patient, and the lessons she had learned the hard way. Dan listened intently, observing each word as if it were a precious gem. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the forest, Dan thanked Heather for her time and promised to return the next day. From that day on, Dan visited Heather regularly. Each visit was a new lesson, a new story, a new piece of wisdom. Heather taught Dan to appreciate the little things in life, like the sound of the wind rustling through the leaves or the sight of a single flower blooming. As she showed him the value of taking his time, of not rushing through life but savoring each moment. Dan soon realized that true wisdom wasn't about knowing many things, but about understanding the essence of patience and observation. As the seasons changed, so did Dan. He became calmer, more thoughtful, and people in the village began to notice the change in him. They respected him even more and sought his advice on many matters. Heather watched her young friend with pride, knowing that her wisdom had found a new home. Many years later, when Heather's shell grew even older, Dan became her caretaker. He built a little shelter for her near the pond and made sure she was comfortable. Heather, in turn, continued to share her wisdom until the very end. When Heather finally passed away, the entire village came together to honor her. Ian felt a deep sense of gratitude for having known Heather. The lessons she imparted had not only made him a better person, but had also enriched the lives of everyone in the village. Dan continued to live by Heather's teachings, and he shared them with his children and grandchildren. The story of Dan and Heather became a cherished tale, passed down through generations as a testament to the timeless wisdom of patience and observation. Our next story is here to warm your heart. The discovery of Achillea and Muck. This story is about a girl named Achillea and a firefly named Muck, who discover a hidden glade one magical evening, and leading to a lifelong sense of wonder and exploration. Once upon a time, in a serene village nestled between rolling hills and vibrant meadows, lived a little girl named Achillea. She had eyes as bright as the morning sun, and an imagination that soared higher than the tallest tree. One warm summer evening, as the sky began to drape itself in hues of orange and purple, Achillea ventured beyond the village's edge to the nearby forest. She felt a fluttering excitement in her heart, for she believed that magical creatures inhabited the woods. As she wandered deeper into the forest, she noticed a tiny light flickering in the air. Intrigued, she carefully approached and discovered a firefly named Muck. Muck's glow was unlike any she had ever seen. It shimmered with a gentle, golden radiance. "Hello, little firefly," Achillea whispered. "What brings you to this part of the forest?" Muck blinked its tiny light in response, seemingly understanding her words. It hovered near her, illuminating the path just enough for her to see. They began walking together, and Achillea shared stories of her village, dreams and wonders of the world. Muck listened intently, lighting up as if in agreement. Suddenly, the forest opened up to a secret glade, where the moonlight cooled like liquid silver. The air was filled with the soft hum of night creatures and the sweet scent of blooming flowers. In the center lay a crystal-clear pond reflecting the starlit sky. Achillea and Muck stood in awe, taking in the serene beauty of the hidden oasis. As they approached the pond, Muck flew over the water's surface, creating ripples that danced under the moonlight. Achillea marveled at the beauty and felt an overwhelming sense of peace. She dipped her hands into the cool water and saw her reflection intertwined with Muck's glowing light. In that magical moment, Achillea realized that the world was full of hidden wonders waiting to be discovered. She turned to Muck and said, "Thank you for showing me this place. I'll treasure this memory forever." Muck blinked in response, its light pulsing with joy. With a heart full of gratitude and wonder, Achillea made her way back to the village, her new friend lighting the way. From that day on, she never ceased to explore and discover the beauty around her, always remembering that magical evening with Muck, the firefly who led her to a hidden world of dreams. Let us drift deeper with this next gentle tale. Wisteria and Clover, a journey through the seasons. This story is about Wisteria and her wise tortoise friend Clover as they embark on an annual journey through the seasons, experiencing the wonders and changes of nature. Wisteria was a kind-hearted girl with an adventurous spirit that drew her to the ever-changing beauty of nature. One day in early spring, her faithful companion, a wise old tortoise named Clover, nudged her excitedly with his leathery snout. "It's time, Wisteria," Clover said in his gentle, gravelly voice. Wisteria understood instantly. It was their annual journey through the 4 seasons. Hand in hand, or as close to it as a human and a tortoise could manage, they set off towards the blooming meadows. The air was crisp and fresh, filled with the scent of new blossoms and buzzing bees. Wisteria and Clover marveled at the carpet of wildflowers that painted the meadows in shades of pink, yellow, and violet. Together, they laughed and danced under the clear blue sky, the woolly kaleidoscope of colors awakening from winter's sleep. Their spring gradually turned into summer, and the once spring-kissed meadows now radiated with golden hues. The sun hung high and hot, casting long shadows and warming their souls. Clover began to tire in the heat, so they sought refuge under a gigantic oak tree. Sitting beneath its wise branches, Wisteria caught flower crowns, while Clover took a well-deserved nap. Leaves rustled above them, whispering secrets of the ancients and providing a cool sanctuary. As twilight fell, fireflies began their luminous dance, casting an enchanted glow around them. Wisteria cupped one in her hands, watching as its tiny light pulsed with life. "We must continue," Clover murmured as he awoke, and they resumed their journey. When they reached the heart of the forest, the air began to cool and crisp, signaling autumn's arrival. Leaves turned from green to vibrant, oranges, reds, and browns, fluttering down in a confetti of full colors. Wisteria gathered some, pressing them between pages of her journal, capturing the essence of their journey. Clover found delicious mushrooms along the path, and they shared a feast, offering the earthy flavors of fall. The days grew shorter, and the forest began to whisper stories of cold winds and snowflakes. Winter soon arrived, draping the world in a blanket of glistening light. The duo's breath filled the air as they trudged through the snow, every step crunching underfoot. Wisteria's cheeks glowed pink from the cold, but her heart was warm, watching Clover carefully navigate the icy paths. They built a snow fort, its walls sparkling like diamonds, and laid inside, gazing up at the snowy night sky. Stars shone like tiny beacons, telling tales of constellations and far-off dreams. Finally, after a season of rest, hints of green began to poke through the melting snow. A cycle of the seasons had completed its course, and spring was upon them once again. Wisteria and Clover stood atop a hill, overlooking the blossoming world. "Thank you for this journey, Clover," Wisteria said, her voice filled with love and contentment. The wise tortoise nodded slowly. "It is for the changing seasons that we grow, just like nature itself," he replied. And with that, they walked home, hand in hand, their hearts forever entwined with the magical rhythm of the seasons. Until next time, sleep well and sweet dreams.